Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I have with me today the president and CEO of one of the finest healthcare organizations in all of South Jersey, Curtis Edwards. And Curtis, it's so good to see you.
Hey,
Thanks for coming in. I'll tell you, I've had the pleasure of serving with the Complete Care Foundation, but board of directors, for quite a long time. I know, Curtis, you took over in 2015.
Correct.
And that was from Gil Walters, who was and you were his assistant, right?
Yes. I had several positions before I took over as the president and CEO, and I can say it was all an experience. You know, from I entered the organization in 2003. You know,
so
as
this
an
is your
outreach
20th
worker.
year.
Correct.
Wow.
So this is my anniversary year, December 9th.
Oh, happy anniversary. Oh, that's why they're having the party on the night for your anniversary. That's great.
I wish.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
Super. I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to tell you a lot of things about this organization and the building you see behind us. And Curtis, I know that when we were discussing, first of all, let me say to you folks, there's plenty of wonderful facilities that Complete Care has. When I first got on the board, we're getting ready to open the one on Sherman Avenue in Vineland.
Correct.
And who do we name that after?
After Gwendolyn Gould.
Yeah, she was on the board for many, many years, right?
30 plus.
Yeah, just a wonderful lady. And I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful facility. Now, is a lot of the dental done there, or is dental done everywhere now?
Well, Complete Care, we have 5 dental sites throughout Cumberland, Gloucester, and Cape May. But over in Vineland, that's where we do the majority of our dental coverage. We have one site in Vineland at 785 Sherman. We have a site right here in Millville, you know, that a lot of people don't know about, but it's literally down the street.
Yeah,
where we have a lot of availability there. We have one in Glassboro, one down in Wildwood, and also one in Woodbury.
So let's verify the fact that Complete Care takes care of Cumberland County, right, Gloucester County, Cape May County.
Correct. We're allowed to be in 3 counties. You know, there's a federally qualified health center in every county in the state of New Jersey.
Oh, I see.
You just have to know the names, but we cover Cumberland, Gloucester, and Cape May specifically.
That's super. And I know we just opened, not maybe a year or so ago, in Williamstown as well, right, in Gloucester County?
Williamstown is on our agenda to be opening early of 2024.
Okay. Good.
It'll be one of the first men's centers here in South Jersey.
That's super.
You know, it's up north, but it's not in the south. And it's something we're looking forward to, offering services just for men.
Boy, you know, folks, too, I have to tell you honestly, I tell this story and it's true. If I weren't a person who went to the doctors, I'd be dead because I've had cancer a couple times, things like that. But I always go to the doctor. And in fact, today I was at the doctor for some minor situations, but I really like my doctors. And I've got Dr. Baptist, who's on our board of directors. Everyone loves Dr. Baptist. He's my cardiologist and just a wonderful man. But what I was getting to is the point that when I was the mayor of Millville, one of my key employees, super guy, I went up to him one day and I said, Don, what doctor do you go to? He said, I'll go to the doctor. I said, you don't go to the doctor? He said, no, I don't go to the doctor at all. Well, 6 months later, he had a stroke. Thank God, he's okay now. He worked through it. Everything worked out. But men, think about it. You know, you may be macho, but you still could have some problems. And here you've got the Complete Care, every service you could possibly need. If you don't have money, that's not a problem. And some great staff is with Complete Care, some fantastic doctors, chiropractors, dentists, you name it. All of that is available for you, and I'm really glad to hear that the men's center in Williamstown will be opening. But men are welcome to go
absolutely.
You know, in Millville, Vineland, and Bridgeton. And I don't know if you folks remember Complete Care. Curtis, I guess, I don't know when they opened in the old Millville Hospital, but that was open when I got on the board. So
I can say we opened in 2004 at the Millville Hospital. And, you know, we did that at a time when the hospital was regionalized and they was basically moving everything. And we wanted to keep something in Millville.
Thank you.
So thanks to you, because I believe you was the mayor at that time.
Yes. Yeah.
And we came to you and the city backed us, and we kept services right in the emergency room right out at 1200 North High Street.
And that worked out really well. And then one day we were talking about it, and I said to Curtis and the board, I said, you know, again, trying to represent Millville, I said, boy, it would be nice if we could build a new facility in Millville.
Right.
And
here we are.
There you see it, right behind us.
Brand new.
Yep.
It's pretty big. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. But definitely I graduated from Millville in 1993. Like I said, we were just talking about that 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And to see something like this in Millville for the residents of Millville, it brings a smile to my face.
Yeah, and I'm glad it does. And before we went on the air, Curtis and I were talking about his dad, Big Jim Edwards, that everybody loved. Glenn Lilly really loves him, and people just really liked him. And he was involved with the thing out to the airport that helped the kids. There was a program.
He was involved with helping at-risk youth for a long time. Right. So he was with Devereaux for 40, 50 years, and he helped a lot of kids in Millville. That there's a house on Lewis Drive, had a house in Woodstown. One house took care of younger adults, and some took care of older kids.
Oh wow!
So that was the difference. Some people I know you had a house in Millville.
Yeah.
But you had to separate the older kids from the younger ones.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
It was all about behavior modification.
Right.
Kids that needed help. That was his job to basically teach them that independent living skills to put them back into the community at a better state than they were when they came to.
That's fantastic! What a wonderful thing.
And did it for a long time.
How long ago did he pass?
It's been close to 5 years now.
Okay. But I know Mom's still around.
Absolutely.
She was at one of the events that we went to. And it's interesting. Curtis was saying he grew up in Millville, but he has now become Mr. Bridgeton. How long have you been on Bridgeton Council?
Well, I've been in politics. I mean, we could start. I started with the Bridgeton School Board. I was on Bridgeton School Board for 9 years before I became a city.
Was Angie with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I came on when Jack was coming off. Jack Sorensi went to become on City Council. So 9 years on the school board.
Wow.
Then I'm on my 11th term or 11th year with City Council.
That's great.
In Bridgeton.
You put in 20 years of public service in two organizations. That's fantastic.
And what I tell everyone, Jim, is that in order to see things change, sometimes you got to get involved.
Yeah.
And there's no better way than to first volunteer to see how everything is on the school board, because that's a non-paid position. But once you become on City Council, you get paid a little bit of dollars, nothing major.
No, that's for sure.
But it is something where you're basically having an effect on your city, and you get to see how things are ran from the inside instead of just hearing about it and complaining and coming to meetings. That's not the way I like to work. I like to be involved and try to fix things myself.
Well, when I think of Bridgeton, I'm thinking of last year, my grandchildren and I went over to the zoo, and it was their first experience, and they just loved it. And what a beautiful park, and Alden Field, and, I guess Don Rainier Amphitheater, and the things that you have in that complex behind the high school, and of course the All Sports Museum, South Jersey Hall of Fame. A lot of really good things that are there. The other thing I think that people forget about, if you get a chance, folks, drive down Commerce Street where Freitag Funeral Home is, and some of those beautiful Victorian homes.
Historic.
Really, it's very historic, beautiful places that are there that, have just very impressive. My family grew up in Bridgeton. They were the Curley family. And they actually, Kurt, they had 9 brothers and 3 sisters. So my grandmother was one of the sisters, and they actually had a semi-pro baseball team sponsored by Sturgeon's Bakery, and there is a picture of them in the Cooperstown Hall of Fame. It's one of the few times you'd ever have 9 brothers all playing on the same team. And my uncle Bob Curley was a councilman way back in the 60s, I guess, early 60s. And my Uncle Jim was there, my Uncle Sam was there. Most of the Curleys lived in Bridgeton, and now most of them, unfortunately, have passed away. But do you know Harry Curley, that was the mayor of Vineland?
I don't know Harry.
Okay, well, Harry is my cousin. His dad was Bill Curley, and Bill moved from Bridgeton to Vineland, but in Cumberland County, it was quite a family. But, it's just wonderful to see the opportunities that you're able, through Complete Care and through City Council, to be able to bring to the city of Bridgeton. And Al Kelly, who's unbeatable,
Absolutely.
And what's nice too, every time Al speaks about the great city of Bridgeton, and he really, there's been some really good things happening with I know through the one organization, the Empowerment Zone, there was some nice homes that were being funded and built. And recently, you're too young to remember this, but there was a company called Ritter Ketchup in Bridgeton.
The ketchup company over on I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Well, it's where the 7-Up building now is, I guess.
All before me, like Owens, Illinois.
Yes, right, yeah.
And like I always tell everyone, there was a lot of things going on in Bridgeton when Owen, Illinois was there, when Ritter had the ketchup over there also. Yeah. There was a meat slaughtering house. You know, there was so many things going on in Bridgeton.
Yeah,
and I tell people, we want to get back to that, you know, economic development in Bridgeton. And I tell everyone, I used to be 150 pounds with a six-pack too. and the only way I'm going to get back to that is I got to put the work in. So the city council and the mayor, you know, we're working on putting that work in Bridgeton so we can get Bridgeton back to some sort of state where we do have a lot of people in Bridgeton. Right now, businesses are not coming to Bridgeton.
Right.
You know, it's a fact.
Yeah,
we have to work on our downtown area. We have some things that we need to do. And like I say, I got a great team. Like you say, the mayor, you know, he's the mayor.
Who's your council people?
Council president is Edward Bethia.
Oh, I love that.
We got Marion King, who's a councilwoman.
Yes. Didn't she run for assembly? Was she the one?
No. And then you got Rosemary DeQuinzio, councilwoman.
Yes,
and we got David Gonzalez, who's a councilman also.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, we have a great team, and we've all have the same vision on making Bridgeton better than what it is now.
Yeah.
And we know it's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, as a unit, we've been together for 8 years, probably the majority of us running with the current mayor.
Right.
I've been with him the longest. But at the end of the day, we still have a vision for Bridgeton, and we're going to work to make Bridgeton better.
Well, you got some good things there for sure, as we talked about all the beautiful park system and the lake. And actually, it was interesting, Kurt, many years ago, it was in the 80s, late 80s, I was the executive director of the Cumberland ARC. And I'm not sure, it was Don Rainier, whoever was mayor at that time, they asked us to come over with my volunteers, and actually Jimmy Duncans was involved with me with the ARC, and his wife, what a sweetheart, she and some of our clients ran the concession stand at the lake, right down from Don Rainier's amphitheater. Is that Sunset Lake? Sunset Lake. Yeah. And it was a great fundraiser for us, the kids that were able to come and help and enjoyed that. And it is a beautiful place. I mean, and I talk to Don Rainier often. Of course, he and Al Kelly are like the two people most associated with the city of Bridgeton as mayors. The two of them both did a really good job. And it's difficult, there's no question. Any city, Millville has its issues and problems they're dealing with. Vineland's come a long way. They have a lot of land, which helps too. I mean, that's the other thing. Bridgeton's about 6 square miles, I think, isn't it? Something like that. Vineland's 69 square miles. Millville's 45 square miles. So they have a lot of land. Like the Vineland Industrial Park is filled, you know, so that gives them an edge in that aspect of what they have to offer. But Bridgeton is the county seat. You have the courthouse and the facilities there. I got to tell you, though, I was a freeholder when you were a little boy. And the administration building was out next to the library. Yeah. So then sometime between the time I wasn't a freeholder and I became a freeholder again, they decided to sell that building to a charter school and and make a new administrative building. And I never have really thought that was a good move, because the administration building is so small that it's just, I mean, I love your place, Bridgeton City Hall. My gosh, you got great room for the meetings, and it was a synagogue. It's a wonderful facility. But the county administration building was the Paul Ritter's place, Cumberland Insurance Group, and they moved out of there and built a beautiful building out in Hopewell Township. But the administration building is so small. It's like, wow. But I guess it's working out. But I'd still like to see them have something a little bit bigger in the city of Bridgeton and, work out that type of situation. We're talking with Curtis Edwards, who is the president and CEO of one of the finest healthcare organizations in South Jersey. It's Complete Care, and we'll talk about the different locations and also the services that you can get at Complete Care right after these messages.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
It's Christmas time and time for Christmas photos of the kids and grandkids. Join us on November 24th, 25th, and 26th, or on December 9th and 10th. Join us at T&F Camera for your personal photo with Santa Claus. You can also make an appointment for one of our mini photo sessions at one of our special Christmas scenes. Call 856-691-5328. It all happens at T&F Camera, Vineland, New Jersey.
Welcome back to South Jersey, around South Jersey, I should say. Jim Quinn along with Curtis Edwards, who is the president and CEO of Complete Care. And Curtis, one of the things that I think people are not aware of maybe, although we talked about it earlier, is dental care. And for a lot of people, they can't afford dental care. They don't have insurance. They can't afford it. But you will tell everybody what they can get from Complete Care.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned dental care first, because of what we found, and we had a partnership with the New Jersey Department of Veteran Affairs, because, we have a lot of veterans in our area, and one thing you find that veterans, the Department of Veteran Affairs offer medical service, but no dental coverage for the veterans. So we basically got in a partnership with the Department of Veteran Affairs to offer any veteran in Cumberland, Gloucester, or Cape May that needs veteran services. Those services are pro bono at Complete Care, thanks to our foundation. So we want everyone to know that is one of our service lines, and we offer dental for everyone else also. We offer dental, medical, behavioral health, OBGYN services. We have some specialty services, and they're all on our website, www.completecarenj.org, because we believe in offering affordable, accessible, high-quality health care to everyone, regardless of your ability to pay. And I think that's important, because if you come in any of our sites and you don't have any dollars, guess what? We still going to take care of you. You come on our sites and have some dollars, guess what? We still going to take care of you. So we're here for the community, and we offer a lot of services under one roof, and that's what we get the name Complete Care. It's just hard right now to offer it to everyone that needs it. It's staffing issues across the country in healthcare.
Yeah.
And we're doing the best we can. I can say right now we have all of our providers hired. We're the first time since the organization's been around for 50 years. And I can say right now we're fully staffed with providers. It's now finding support staff, dental assistants, nurses, LPNs, the support staff. So if anyone's looking for jobs, we'll go to that website also and look for it, because we definitely are looking for openings as far as medical go.
And I'm telling you, this man has hired some super people. Jean Bassa is his right-hand person. She's a wonderful lady, sweetheart. Richie Elwell. I mean, you can go, and of course, Nico Rizzo just came on as executive director of the foundation. And I know you have the others that you can probably name that are in your cabinet, so to speak.
And I can say it makes my job 100% easier to have the right staff. And what we have is tenure at Complete Care. A lot of the executive staff members have been there for 7+ years. It used to be 15 plus. But due to COVID, when COVID hit, it changed the landscape in healthcare. A lot of people basically is not in favor of the shots. Even though the COVID shots are there to basically assist you in not becoming seriously ill, a lot of people think it's supposed to stop you from getting COVID, which it does not. It doesn't stop you from getting COVID. It's just like the flu shot. It doesn't stop you from getting the flu. It just lessens the effects as far as the symptoms when you catch the flu or COVID. So we lost a lot of people. 2 of our executive staff members passed away, due to COVID. So we lost 2 good members there, which was long tenured individuals, which was Carla Pope and Dong Chu. We missed them both. We have other people in those positions now that's doing a great job. But at the end of the day, we were hurt by COVID, but we're still trying to make a rebound. COVID's not over. It's still here. But I think we're learning how to live with it. And I think that's what everyone needs to know. It's not going away. We're just learning how to live with COVID.
And soon, in the next month or so, COVID will be available for people.
Correct. We have the new COVID shot now. Right now what we're focusing on is making sure that all of the staff at Complete Care has the shot. And we do have some now. If you're uninsured or you have no insurance, we have those shots for you now. You can call, make an appointment, come in and get that shot immediately. But if you have insurance, because you can go to Walgreens, you can go to several places that have the shot now for people that have insurance. Right. You can go to Walgreens, Rite Aid. There's a lot of facilities throughout Cumberland, Gloucester, and Cape May. But for the uninsured, we're one of the only agencies that provide that for the uninsured population and people with no insurance. So we have those available for them now. But probably in a month we should have some for the folks with insurance.
That's good. Oh, that's great to hear too. Because again, like Curtis said, it may not prevent you from getting COVID, but your symptoms won't be so severe
or life-threatening.
Right, exactly. And as you mentioned, we had situation I was county freeholder at the time during the COVID thing, and in that small administration building, 5 of our people who were like on top of each other because the building's so small got COVID. One of them, who was my secretary when I was freeholder director, she went home, gave it to her husband, and he passed away. There was another situation that occurred. So it's important to protect not only yourself but your family, and
Absolutely.
Get the COVID shots. You got the anti-vaxxers out there that are not, in my opinion, very sharp. They're just stupid to believe that, but it's wonderful that Complete Care offers that as well. And the other thing is that you have all of the, like we talked about, dental, and if you think about it, folks, you see an awful lot of kids, a lot of adults that I know that have dental problems. They don't have some of their teeth, but they can't afford to go there. And one of my friends said to me about that, and I said, Charlie, go to Complete Care. He went. He works for the county, and he had a small partial pay. But he said, Jim, the people were great. My God, thank you for telling me about it. And that's what happens because, a lot of people do not have dental insurance. You may have medical, but you don't have dental. And if you don't have a lot of money, dental, going to a dentist is not cheap. It's something you have to pay for out of pocket. And as Curtis talked about, you've got some fantastic dentists on staff, and the facilities are beautiful. This one behind us in Millville, 500 block, brand new, less than a year old or so.
Not even a year yet.
And the one in Bridgeton that Curtis is in is beautiful facility as well. And I'll tell you what, the Taj Mahal is up on Sherman Avenue that we talked about earlier. That place is gorgeous. And, it's wonderful. You can have all those facilities. Now, Curtis, there's still some others in Cumberland County, right?
Absolutely. And let me start off by saying, image is key at Complete Care. The image that we've had, for 50 plus years is that we're the free clinic, and that everyone cannot use us. And that's been, our image and our marketing concentration is to let everyone know that Complete Care is for everyone. It's not just for what we say the migrant workers or for the poor people. Anyone can use Complete Care. So we can clarify that message right now.
That's super.
If you want to come to Complete Care, you're invited. We have sites, 19 locations throughout 3 counties. So think about that. Our biggest concentration, I just did a patient origin analysis. So I know where our patients come from. And they come from Millville, Bridgeton, and Vineland. 80% of our patients come from Bridgeton, Millville, Vineland, which is Cumberland County.
Yes, exactly.
Small portion come from Wildwood, small portion come from Gloucester County. So we've made an impact here.
Sure have.
So
yeah.
we're going to stay here. We don't plan on going anywhere, but our goal is to, reach out into some of them other communities and bring some of the other folks in to let them know these services are here for them also.
And it's important because you have to have your health taken care of. You have to have checkups and great staff of physicians and nurses, and it's just really a wonderful place to go. And again, you don't have to worry. If you have insurance, super, they'll take your insurance. If you don't have insurance, they'll still take care of you. So, I mean, where can you go that if you don't have the money? And unfortunately, I've seen, and I volunteer with the homeless program in Millville from time to time. And an awful lot of the homeless people obviously have dental problems because they don't have any money. They can't get their teeth taken care of, and they're lucky if they can find some place to sleep on a cold winter night. And I know the same thing with Bridgeton. You guys do a great job over there, helping the homeless and that type of thing. And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, Cumberland County is one of the poorest counties in the state. And that's why complete care is so needed in Cumberland County. And they're here in every city. It doesn't matter where you live in Cumberland County, Gloucester County, Cape May County. You can come and you're eligible. And that was really nice, Kurt, to know that the veterans are, given the priority for dental and stuff like that. Here's people served our country, and it's a great opportunity for them as well. We're talking with Curtis Edwards, who is the CEO, president of Complete Care Health Network, and we'll be back to talk more with Curtis right after these messages.
Complete Care has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network, ready when you are.
It's Christmas time and time for Christmas photos of the kids and grandkids. Join us on November 24th, 25th, and 26th, or on December 9th and 10th. Join us at T&F Camera for your personal photo with Santa Claus. You can also make an appointment for one of our mini photo sessions at one of our special Christmas scenes. Call 856-691-5328. It all happens at T&F Camera, Vineland, New Jersey.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim Quinn along with Curtis Edwards, who is the president, CEO of Complete Care. And Curtis, in the beginning of the program, we were talking about Big Jim, your dad. And I didn't mention, of course, the rest of your family. So tell me about your children and your wife.
Okay, so I've been, my wife is Dionne Edwards. She's about to celebrate her 50th birthday. I mean, I don't know if she want me to tell you that, but she's about to turn 50.
She looks like she's 39 to me.
She looks very young, but she,
yes, she
definitely is taking advantage of this being turning 50. Like, she wants to go to Barbados, some of those other places. So I have no choice but to go myself. You got to
go to Aruba, too. Aruba is beautiful. Barbados.
Never been there, but I'm hoping she ain't listening because she might want to change that. So I have a wife, we've been married for 20 years.
That's great.
Which is a long time. I have 2 daughters. One is 15. Jalen Edwards she attends CC Tech, and of course do all her sports at Bridgeton High School. And
what sports does she do?
She does cheerleading and field
great.
hockey.
Oh, that's super.
You know, she'll try anything
Yeah,
out, but
that's
at the end of the
nice.
day, she loved the cheerleading part.
That's great.
A lot. And then my oldest daughter is 21. Her name's Jada Edwards, just graduated from Rutgers, New Brunswick.
Wow.
You know, with a psychiatry major, and she's working for Healthcare Commons in Salem now, you know, getting her clinicals. You know, so I have 2 daughters and, you know, 1 wife.
That's wonderful.
And I can say they all support me and what I do. Without family, you know, this wouldn't be able to happen because I'm away a lot.
Yeah, being a councilman and being a CEO and president of Complete
And everyone
Care.
asks, how are you able to be the president of Complete Care Health Network and also be a politician? And you know, I've made it work. And I can say it's all because of family. And you all may know Todd Edwards, my brother.
Everybody knows Todd.
You know, if you don't know him, you can sure find him. You know, he's easy to find.
He's a tall guy, man. He's a big, tall fella. And I wanted to mention that too. Todd, did your dad and Todd have the funeral home?
Yeah,
Edwards?
and my mom still oversees the funeral home with Dennis Bundy. Dennis Bundy is the funeral director.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
You know, so he runs all the operations of the funeral home. But my
great.
mom she still oversees it.
Oh, that's really good.
She still oversees it.
That's wonderful.
You know,
how long has that been in existence? Quite a while now, right?
Yeah, it's been over 40 years.
Wow,
over 40 years.
That's great. It's a very nice facility in Bridgeton too. It's a very nice building as well. That's really good. I didn't realize that. Of course, Todd is involved. Todd explained to me all about marijuana. Todd was a leader in promoting getting marijuana to be legal in the state of New Jersey. And, you know, there are a lot of good things. In fact, Nick Cassell and I were talking one day, and there's a dispensary in Vineland where Jimmy Sorrow's plumbing place used to be.
Cannabis?
Yeah, cannabis, right. It's at Oak and Delsey Drive in Vineland. So Nick said, just for the heck of it, he went in and looked around, and he said, Jim, it was like going in a jewelry store. They had everything behind cases, and they'd point to this or that or the other thing. And, you know, people have stress. They have, you know, different pain situations that it helps. In fact, one of my best friends, she uses the gummies, the cannabis gummies, and it's something because she'd had cancer, she had a lot of pain, and she said, Jim, thank God for them because they relieved the pain that other normal medicines couldn't, or, you know, gave that feel to it. So it's something that Todd and I, my gosh, I remember he was one of the leading people talking about how beneficial it was, and he's certainly been involved in politics and knew a lot of people and got that available in the state of New Jersey. And my daughter, it's funny, I actually do CBD. That's the stuff that doesn't, or something in marijuana that CBD doesn't have. But my daughter's given me that, and that really helps me get sleep and things of that nature. In fact, I've even seen where CBD could be helpful if you're diabetic. I've seen that advertised. I don't know if it's true, but I have seen that as well. But and of course, you know, Todd is quite charismatic.
He'll tell you that he supported 100%.
Yeah.
And like I tell everyone, medical marijuana has been around for a long time.
That's true.
So it's not like it's a new medicine. That's been a way that's been serving individuals for a long time.
Yes. Yeah. My friend had it before it was legal this way.
Correct. Medical marijuana is just recreational. Is a little different.
Yeah,
it's a culture change for the communities, especially for the people that don't smoke marijuana.
Right, exactly.
So to hear that you're allowed to just smoke, you know, a certain amount, you can bring it home. I mean, it's different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it is the new way of life. And like I tell everyone, I'm gonna share a story because I was just at the winery Terra Nona over in Vineland.
I like that
on Friday. Yeah. And you know, in Bridgeton we have probably 15 or a little less of people that applied for licenses to open up marijuana dispensaries, groweries, and everything in Bridgeton.
Sure.
And they come to city council, and so of course one of them was like, "Hey, this is one of my products." It was like a little joint, I would say, and he gave it to me, and I took it and I put it in one of my cigar things because I smoke cigars. And then at the winery, I mean, I thought it was funny because, you know, we was there, we was drinking, and I said, man, I'm gonna go smoke a cigar. So I'm out there, I light up, I'm smoking marijuana, and it was with my cigars. So the owner comes up to me and was like, is someone smoking marijuana? I was like, I don't think so. Like, I'm looking around too. I'm the only one smoking. And I'm looking like, no, I don't see anyone smoking marijuana. I said, I got cigars, and I gave him the pack, and he was like, yeah, but he said, we smell marijuana. Then after he left, I looked, and I seen the tip was different. I was like, I'm smoking marijuana. So, of course, I threw it out. It didn't feel any different to me because I don't inhale. It was like when you smoke cigars, it goes right in and out the nose.
True too, yeah.
So I wasn't paying no attention to it. But then I just started laughing because I went to the town tavern afterwards and I seen him again. And I was like, listen, I really don't smoke marijuana. I want you to know that. I smoke cigars. And this was a gift someone gave me from, I had to explain myself.
Sure, yeah.
But I thought it was so funny because he was like, you didn't know that? I was like, no, I thought the cigar was strong. That's about it.
In fact, I'm going to the town tavern tomorrow night with Celeste and Rick Dawson. And it's one of my favorite restaurants. I really, folks, I'm telling you, a Keeley family does a super job. I also go to the Marshall Diner that they now own. I love that. And I go, Town Tavern's probably one of my favorite restaurants in all of Cumberland County. Fabulous salad bar. They've got the dessert bar that used to be with a coach room, and their food is excellent. Their servers are great. Their bartender. And always see Bob Thelmy. You know Bob Thelmy?
Yeah, he used to be the bartender over at Hillcrest, right?
Yeah, that's where he was, for years, And he now hangs there, and Joey Blandino and, Stevie Bacon, a lot of my Bridgeton friends. It's a great place to go, and I'm looking for it. I haven't been there in a while, so tomorrow night I'm going with Celeste and Rick. We're going to have dinner, and, in fact, Joe Sporatio, this is interesting. I've always pretty much, not always, but most of the time that I've been in an elected position, I've been single. So when the meeting gets over, I want to go get something to eat or, maybe, whatever. Well, I never had anybody to go with me. So in Millville, it worked out well. I just sit at the counter at Winfield's. I don't mind sitting at a bar or a counter eating by myself, but I hate to sit at a table by myself. So that would work out. And then when I got on the freeholder board, Joe Sporatio, I love this guy. He says to me, Jim, let's go up to the town tavern and have dinner after the meeting's over. Because the meeting starts at 6, we were out there at 7:30 or so. So we would, and then the next month or whatever, we come over to Millville, and we go to town or to Winfield's and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed those places, and I enjoy going there because it's a social too. You meet a lot of really nice people in the town tavern and all over, the city. And Bridgeton's got some great Mexican restaurants, that's for sure.
Several.
Yeah.
And we're just looking to open up some new stuff. We got a Taco Bell coming to Bridgeton.
Oh, that's super.
So
and you got Wawa.
Yeah, we got Wawa. It's been there for a while now.
Yes, it has.
So we're
years.
great to have them.
Yeah.
Like I said, but we're trying to find a lot of businesses. Economic development is going to be key over the next couple of years to bring it to Bridgeton. We got a Chipotle coming up to.
Oh, wow.
Up there. It's in Upper Deerfield. It used to be the old H&R Hardware.
Right.
That building, they knocked it down and put something there. So we're looking to bring what we can to Bridgeton. Right now, we have a lot of Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
Which are great.
Delicious, yeah.
And I can tell you, when I was in Mexico, like I went to San Diego probably 3 months ago, and I went down to Mexico just to get, the Mexican food, because my wife was like, oh, let's get some authentic Mexican food. So we went over the border, and I can say the food was better in Bridgeton. Wow. I was like, this is not, it tastes the same to me that what I'm getting in Bridgeton. So I can say our authentic Mexican food is really authentic, because down in Mexico it didn't taste the same. Besides, they riding around with big AK-47s didn't help neither.
Yeah, that made the digestion a little bit, I think, probably. It's funny, I go to Olympia in Vineland, it's a Greek restaurant, and I've had people tell me that have been to Greece, their food is every bit as good as the food that they get in Greece as well. And we are fortunate in Cumberland County. We have a lot of really great restaurants, and plus, let's face it, let's not forget who's got the best pizza in all of Cumberland County.
Absolutely. You got Big John's right downtown. Been there for a long time.
Curtis, I'll bet you didn't know this. You were a little boy then. My God, I don't even know if you were born. 1950.
I was born in 75, so it was before that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't living in Bridgeton.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't living in.
No, it was 70. It was 1972, so you still weren't born. I opened a pizzeria in Bridgeton. John Spalter was the mayor of Bridgeton, and he owned a dry cleaning place up where the North Pearl Street restaurant was. So one side was the dry cleaning, the other side was North Pearl Street restaurant. So he vacated the cleaning pickup center and put it down to the factory. So I rented that pickup center from him. I put in Bim's Pizzeria number 2. I opened Bim's 52 years ago. It's 618 East Main Street in Millville. So I went over to Bridgeton, and I knew the guys from Hopewell Sub and Pizza. And basically, folks, I don't spend all the time on pizza, but pizza in Cumberland County was started by Dan Bruni. And then even whatever you grew up with, you were having some type of a Bruni pizza. My Bim's Pizza was a type of Bruni pizza. Big John's was better than Bruni's, but it was a formula that Bruni had too, I'm sure. And anyway, I opened up there. Kurt, I was doing really well. Even going against the big guy, Big John's, we were doing very, very well. And all of a sudden, my manager left, and I couldn't find anybody to come back, so it went out of business. But I actually spent a lot of other good things in Bridgeton. I had a show, maybe when you were like 5 years old, you might remember this. I had a show called Auction Time that I would do on the TV. And I rented from Mr. Weber at Weber's Candy Store, the pickup center, and the studio was there too. And then I moved over on Commerce Street, and my son opened a baseball card shop on Commerce Street back in, when he graduated college, it's around 1989 or something. But I really, and even being with, took over running the Bridgeton cable channel, local channel for Bridgeton, was at the time, I think Garden State Cable had it, but then I've had it ever since. So this is our 47th year of running the local cable channel in Cumberland County, in Vineland, Bridgeton, Millville, the whole and actually in 1980, a partner and we started the cable television system in Lawrence River Commercial, down Lawrence, Fairfield, and Deerfield Township. So we did those 6, and then Comcast or whoever brought it out, ended up having all of them. But we're fortunate. And, my God, think about it. Torigno's Bakery. Oh, my God, is it not the best, huh?
It definitely
Well,
is.
I try to avoid it because I'm heavy. But, I mean, just that. And you've got, we talked about Big John's and all the good things. And I love Town Tavern. And, we've got some great places in Bridgeton to go to. And a lot of great people, too. There really are a lot of wonderful people that really do a nice job in the city. And, boy, Al Kelly is like the king of Bridgeton. He's just the man. He's been there for so many years, and nobody's ever going to beat Al Kelly. And Mayor Finucci in Vineland, I just think the world of him too. Very good guy, and he and the mayor get along well, and they try to share resources when they can and do those things, which is great that the county works together. And I'm sure Mayor Kelly and the county not freeholders now, county commissioners, they also work well together and do things.
We've met with the commissioners, before and after. There's a new group coming in in January. So as a city, like we always do, we sit down with them, and we want to basically talk what we can do to improve the county. So Bridgeton is part of the county.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. You got a good woman that got elected, Sandy Taylor. She was the manager of the Bridgeton branch of TD Bank for many, many years, and went to Bridgeton High School. She's a Bulldog and all that, so there you go. Even though she lives in down township, she's a Bridgeton person, and in fact, she's over in Bridgeton now at Hankins Lumber Company, so that'll give you a connection there. And again, good people that got Jimmy Sorrow and I've been friends, and Jimmy got back on. He was director one time. He's been on the board before, and I don't know Art Marchand. I know his dad, but I don't know Art.
I don't know him.
And he's an attorney, very bright guy. So that's your 3 new county commissioners that are on there, and I'm sure they'll do a great job as well. And everybody, Chuck Fisher had a saying, which was a good one. Curtis and I are Democrats. The people I just mentioned are Republicans. And Chuck used to say, okay, the election's over. You leave the D and the R in the car. You forget about that. You just take care of the people. And that's what you're there for. You know that with Bridgeton Council. Even though you're all Democrats, it doesn't matter. You take care of all the people. Which is a good thing, and that's why you keep getting reelected. When's your election up? A couple more years?
We got 2 more years.
Yeah. You're the year after
2 more years before re-election. And like I told everyone, one of my goals is to run for mayor.
I was going to ask you that.
So
Todd and I talked about
whether it's in 2 years or whether it's in 4 years or 6 years. My conversation starts with the current mayor.
Sure.
Because we ran together for so long.
Yeah.
And that I wouldn't want to do anything to sort of upset that, because what he accomplished, I accomplished also.
Yes, exactly.
But at the end of the day, that's he knows, and
that's great.
We're working it out and see what we're going to do.
Super.
So don't be surprised in 2 years.
Well, I'd be thrilled, because the people of Bridgeton should be thrilled, because this man is a super person, does a great job. And how many people do you oversee with Complete Care? We didn't talk about your staff.
Well, we have 330 individuals that work for Complete Care. It's a lot. We take care of 65,000 people annually, and we generate close to 250,000 visits throughout the 3 counties. The second largest health center in the state of New Jersey. And like I said, there's a health center like us in every county, but we're the second largest compared to all of the health centers up north. And you got to remember, Newark and all them places, they got bigger populations than we have.
Wow.
But Complete Care, because of the vision of the board, the vision of the prior CEOs, to have multiple locations in all these counties, we make the services accessible to everybody. And I think that's what separates us from everyone.
Well, it was interesting. I've been on the board for at least 12 years now, I think. And Gil Walters was the executive director when I came on the board of Complete Care. And I knew Curtis some, but not as well as I do now. And Gil had nothing but praise to say about Curtis. You were his assistant, I guess, right?
Yeah, I came up under Gil. Gil was the CEO, president and CEO. And, of course, I had several positions throughout my tenure there at Complete Care. I tell everyone this, when you hear that, you hear a lot of people that come into new organizations say, hey, I'm starting as, an outreach worker. I never get a chance to move up. I can say I had almost every position at Complete Care. I came in as an outreach worker at Complete Care, and my job was to basically go out into the community and tell people about the services that we offer at Complete Care. And it was under a grant by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. So I'm always thankful for the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation for that grant. I'm always thankful for Gil Walter, who gave me a chance to come into the organization and show what I can do. And throughout I believe he was there for 14 years.
Okay.
I was able to have different positions, to show what I actually could do. And I did pretty good, I could say, because I made it all the way up to president and CEO. And I was able to do it in different levels.
That's neat.
And I always tell the staff that, when I do interviews, I tell them, listen, don't ever think that you can't move up in the organization. Vertical moves can happen. It's not all about horizontal. You just got to have your mind set. And I never thought I was going to be the CEO. I just came to Complete Care to gain experience because at first, I ain't going to lie, I went to Campbell Soup.
Oh, did you really?
And Campbell Soup said, no, you need some more experience coming out of college.
Oh, okay.
And that's what, so I was like, all right, let me go gain some experience then. Because I got I had a master's degree in marketing.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to college at Rowan, Glassboro State, and then I got my master's degree over in Delaware at Wilmington College.
Oh, that's super.
So after that, you graduate. You say, hey, I got bills to pay.
Yeah, you're darn right.
So Campbell Soup was the one spot everyone was sending me to. I went up there. They basically turned me down. They said, come back in a year or two when you gain some experience. And I got into Complete Care and haven't left.
Wow. How many years ago?
That was in 2003. So you can imagine, what's that, 20 years?
20 years. That's fantastic.
Correct.
Well, of course, I only knew you sort of as like the assistant to Curtis or to Gil. And Gil just said to us, look, folks, he's the best. And boy, Gil, you were 100% right. You've done a fantastic job, Curtis. I'm so proud of you and what you've been able to accomplish. And the thing that I see is the respect from your employees. They all really like you, too. They respect you and like you. And, I really like Richie Elwell and Gene. And, the people that I've met there, they're wonderful people. Dr. Shalom, I've gone to her. She's a sweetheart. It's just a great organization. And if you need health care, check it out. I got to tell you a story. This is interesting. Pharmacy-wise, the
340B?
The guy's here in Millville.
Ross,
yeah. I would go to Ross, the prescriptions. He said to me, Jim, look, you can get this for like, oh my gosh, it was like 1/10 of what I was paying at the regular pharmacy for it. But he was giving me different information, and I still go there. I still do go to Rite Aid, or not Rite Aid, I go to Walgreens, but I still go and see Ross. And now it's right in this building, right here. I used to go to the one at the old Millville Hospital, but now he's right here. Beautiful facility, great parking out back, especially a giant parking lot. Most of the block is for Complete Care's parking as well. So it's a place that you want to go, especially if you're struggling. You don't have the money. I think even for an individual now, for like Blue Cross and Blue Shield, it's almost $600 a month. That's a lot of money.
It's expensive.
It is. If you don't have medical through your employer, you really know how expensive it is, and that's where Complete Care can help you. You pay. I guess you pay on your ability to pay.
Yeah, it's based on family size and income. So if you have a family of four and say make $40,000-$50,000 a year, your copay is most likely going to be $20. And of course, you come in, we're not going to say, hey, we need that. We're going to ask you for it.
Yeah.
But if you only have $2, $5, we'll take that. And we'll bill you for the rest. We're not into paying for healthcare barrier. That's not what we're here to do. Right. We're here to make sure that we get you the healthcare that you need and make the community healthier. So we got to ask. I mean, it's just law.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's a copay, so that means there's two people involved. There's two of us.
Yeah, you and us.
It's not a Uno pay. Like we're the only one. Like, hey, we'll pay for it all. So legally, as a federally qualified health center, we have to ask for copays, and we have the system to be able to determine what your copay is. So I'm glad you brought up prescriptions. That prescription program is called the 340B program. To be in that program, you have to be a patient of Complete Cares.
Yeah.
And, you get savings on medications that if you weren't a patient, you're going to pay 2 or 3 times more.
That's right, because Dr. Shalom is my doctor. With
correct.
Complete
So
Care,
long as you're a patient of Complete Cares, you can take
prescription.
You can take full advantage of our prescription program. I like to give people comparisons. It compares to the senior program. Like if you know anyone that's on Senior Gold, the PAD program, the prescriptions that the seniors get, we pay the same amount. So it's definitely there's a formulary, but everything is cheaper for our patients.
And
so you got to take advantage of it. You got to become a patient first, and once you're a patient, you get access to our 340B drug pricing program.
And what's wonderful under Curtis's leadership, and of course Gil Walters when we put the one in Sherman Avenue, these facilities are beautiful. They are state of the art. It's very, very nice to go to. And, you see the new building just the block up from our TV studio here in Millville, and where Curtis is the main headquarters in it's 30 North Pearl Street?
Yeah, 14 North Pearl Street.
14 North Pearl Street in Bridgeton. Beautiful buildings. And there's sections to them and plenty of parking there behind the building. And they're convenient. And great people work there. The people that are there, I honestly think, Kurt, I know you pay them decent, but I think they're there because they love helping people. From what I see,
absolutely.
A lot of it it's in their heart. They want to help you. They don't, like Curtis said, if it's a $20 copay and you got $5, that's okay. Eventually, you could pay the $15. They're not going to turn you away and say, no, we're not going to take care of you till you get your other $15. So it's a place to be able to go. And teeth, the dental thing is so good. The other thing before we wrap up is Nico Rizzo has come on board as executive director of the foundation. I really like him, another good Bridgeton fella. And he told me his sister is a chiropractor in the Complete Care system.
Absolutely.
I didn't know we had chiropractors. That's neat.
Like I said, one of the things we like to offer services that you really wouldn't get if you went to another doctor's office. Like you don't go to your primary doctor and find these specialty services that we have at Complete Care.
Right.
And we know that's a barrier for a lot of people. So like I said, sometimes we've had cardiology, which is tough to get.
Sure is.
Oncology services, nephrology, I can go on. It's just
absolutely.
Optometry. We try to offer services. And of course that takes working with groups that have it in their heart to give back to the community too, because the rates that they would get paid doing this elsewhere is 6 to 7 times what we're paying them. Wow. But it's their way of giving back to the community, so we appreciate all of our partners. Probably one of our biggest partners is our podiatry guy, Dr. Levine. Him and his group, he's been sending his podiatrist to us for years.
Oh, that's great.
And they continue to come, and it's a service that we offer all of our patients. And it's still, anyone that works with us have to do it based on family size and income. So it's not the same, working for us than working for anyone else. And and I'm glad you mentioned about having it in the heart. Yeah. Because any of my staff, any of my providers, they can work somewhere else and probably make 3 or 4 times the money that they make if it's all about money.
Right.
But it's not.
No.
And I tell them that when we hire them, listen, you got to have some of that in here.
Yeah.
Because you're helping the community and you're making it better. And right now, that's what you need.
Some of the nicest people, folks, honest to God, that you'll ever meet in your life work for Complete Care. Like Curtis said, they're there because they care, they love helping people, and it makes them feel good that they can help you. And anything you need, you can find at Complete Care. So don't hesitate to go. And if you have insurance, that's fine too. They've got, like I say, Dr. Shalom is my doctor, and I have Dr. Connolly as my primary care physician, and that type of thing. But I have both. I'm lucky. The blessings that I get when the COVID shots were being taken, Dr. Shalom would make sure I got in and got my COVID shots, and it's a great place. And again, the good deals with the prescriptions, and again, it's only pay what you can afford to pay. You don't have to be wealthy to go to Complete Care. And, it's wonderful. Curtis, I'm so happy to have you come in.
Thanks,
Thank
Jim.
you
I
so
appreciate
much.
the invite.
And you're going to come back sometime, bring some of your people, too.
Absolutely.
We're going to get a program going for Complete Care. And thank you for the great job you do. And, folks, you're not going to find a better person. I don't care what his brother says. You're not going to find a better person than Curtis. But his brother's a pretty good guy, too. He's got a great sense of humor. And, of course, everyone loved Big Jim, his dad. So it's a wonderful thing. And Mom's still doing well. So thank you for all that you've done for us, and keep up the good work. Thank you. Curtis Edwards, CEO and President of Complete Care, one of the finest healthcare facilities in Cumberland County, Gloucester County, and Cape May County. For Curtis, I'm Jim Quinn. Have a good night. Thank you, George Kachia, for producing the show. We'll see you again real soon, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.